He was a son, he was a brother. He was fearless, and he was going to be a doctor. The story of Jelani Day, the lost son of Danville, is today's True Crime Chronicles.
It's September 4th, 2021. A search party combs the Illinois River's shoreline near the town of Peru. They are looking for Jelani Jesse Javante Day, a 25-year-old student of ISU. He has been missing since August 24th. Jelani is seen walking into a Hello Cannabis store, a chain of marijuana dispensaries local to the area. But after he leaves in his white Chrysler 300 sedan, Jelani Day vanishes. His disappearance stumps police, who admit that the circumstances of Jelani's disappearance are unexplained and suspicious. Investigators discover Jelani's car hidden in a wooded area south of the Illinois Valley YMCA, 2 miles from the Illinois River. Inside on the back seat, they find Jelani's clothes, the same outfit he was seen wearing at Hello Cannabis, but they don't find Jelani. It is doubtful that Jelani parked his car in an area known mostly to locals of Peru. To walk 2 miles through the town of predominantly white residents, nearly naked to skinny dip in the Illinois River. However, these doubts are merely the speculations of reporters and investigators. As the days turn to weeks, the Day family grows frustrated when the disappearance of Gabby Petito gains national attention.
I shouldn't have to beg. I shouldn't have to plead. I shouldn't have to feel that there is a racial disparity. I shouldn't have to feel any about that.
While coverage of Jelani's story stays mostly local.
We can go back and see this trend in the media even before the rise of social media. For example, the John Benet Ramsey case.
However, that all changes in early September. Floating on the surface of the Illinois River, near the bridge of State Route 251, the search party spots a body. Their discovery ends 11 days of uncertainty and dread, but confirms the worst fears of investigators, the community, and the man's family. Jelani Day is pronounced dead.
Earlier, we talked with 2 of Jelani's former professors from Alabama A&M University, Dr. Diana Billings and Professor Esther Phillips. Here's what they had to say. We'd appreciate if you would tell us about how you knew Jelani and his aspirations to be a doctor.
I knew Jelani through the practicum courses on his way to be a speech pathologist. He enjoyed learning, asked questions, very spirited, very fortunate to be able to have taught Jelani.
I was one of Jelani's audiology professors. I found him to be very studious, very punctual. He had this laugh that was contagious. And when my students gave presentations, he was the only one that donned a 3-piece suit and gave the best presentation. Truly enjoyed having Jelani in my class.
Yeah, as a former middle school teacher, full disclosure with all teachers, there are students that we even look forward to presenting because they're going to bring it every time, and it sounds like he was one of those.
He was.
Yes.
I know the type. I know the type. It's and I was hoping maybe you could fill in kind of just some holes for our viewers. Like when you last spoke with Jelani, like just what did you talk about?
I had written a letter of recommendation for him for graduate school, and he called just out of the blue and said, "Dr. B, I got into a graduate program," and I was ecstatic for him. And I said, "Well, Jelani, you can do anything you want to do if you set your mind to it, and just make us proud." And he promised he would, and he said he would keep in touch. And that's the last time I talked to him.
Before Jelani's remains were found, tragically, his disappearance generated hardly any news coverage. How do you think the media failed him, and how do you think that this will resonate in conversations about the importance of representation across the board in all of these stories?
Representation is important across the board, and it is my hope that the media understands that everyone is important. Jelani was somebody's son, somebody's brother, and his life was important. It is my hope that we will have more equity when it comes down to media coverage of missing individuals.
There were a lot of theories that Jelani's organs had been harvested. Why do you think that was?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
There are still bits and pieces of the story that I have not brought, I have to be honest, myself to actually read, because it's still very fresh and it hurts so much. I took it hard. It was Dr. Diana Billings that got in contact with me initially and shared with me of him missing. And I just couldn't believe it. I thought, no, he's going to show up. He's going to show up in Jelani Flair. There's a misunderstanding. But when he didn't, even this morning, I just caught myself saying out loud, I cannot believe it.
I would just like to know if there's anything you'd like to add to talk about how we can honor Jelani's memory.
Jelani had the voice of justice. If he saw something that he did not feel was fair, he did not have a problem voicing that. And I want viewers to know that he was an intelligent young man, quick-witted, loved life, was relentlessly determined. And if Jelani said he wanted to be a doctor, whether that be a speech pathology, I believe that Jelani would have done and been what he said he would be.
Thank you, Dr. Billings and Professor Phillips, for telling us about Jelani Day. As of our taping, Jelani's case still remains unsolved, and we are looking for justice for Jelani Day.